Okay, so we are back with Nichole Rae, and now we are working in, or she is working in her book. We've got the right side of the spread already created. There's some nice layering going on with old vintage papers and some sheet music. Go ahead and you can tell them what you're doing, how you've got your paper arranged, why you're choosing the things on this side.
So in this spread, I have chosen to take this list that I have created, and I'm going to keep it here on my left-hand side because I've picked out a couple other papers that I'm going to use to then begin layering over on this side of the spread. So I'm just kind of gluing this down as we go here. In each spread that I do, I find my inspiration from the text or my journal here, and that's usually, again, right next to me in a nice pile that I've already organized, like we have here. And then from there, I go to a large box of photos, something similar to this here, and I'll find a picture that I want to use. That's this feather one I've chosen. And usually it's just a photo that calls to me, calls to the text, something that I feel like I can make a connection with. And then once I pull that photo, from there all the colors that I use in the spread are being pulled from that photo. So since I've started the right side already, this photo has a lot of nice golden yellows and teals, turquoises, so that's where I've added in this paint sample here. And I'll again bring those colors over with some additional extra elements that I'll add in as we go here.
Yeah, I can see from looking at this right side of the page, the music is very deliberate. It's called Sunrise, which clearly matches the photo, and you've got in the music words, the lyrics, there's grows bright with gold, which is clearly emphasized in that photograph.
And once I find a photograph, then that's where I can use some of those vintage books that I've collected and try to find an element that then connects to that. So that's why I went ahead and I happened to find, it's exciting when I find something as deliberate or intentional as the word sunrise and some wonderful words to go with that image. Then from there, as we continue to create, I'll go back and I'll highlight some of these words to emphasize. So that's how a spread forms. It starts with my journal text, and then from there I literally go to a box of photos and find a photo that just resonates with that text or that feeling I have. And from there, the colors get pulled, and depending on what's happening in that photo, that's where having a nice kind of random collection of books that you find at thrift stores, bookstores, you can then use to look in and start finding elements that will then connect to that photo.